I was never really in doubt today. Was it oil country? My name is Austin. Welcome to the post-game recap. Yes, I remembered my victory chain this time, so nobody can go into the comments and be like, where's the victory chain? I remembered it this time, and the Oilers... It is Easter weekend, and they absolutely feasted on the Anaheim Ducks, as they have been doing regularly for the past several years now. In their last 10 games head-to-head, going into today's matchup, the Oilers were 9-1 and had outscored Anaheim 57-23. Pretty crazy that the Oilers average over 5.7 goals per game against the Ducks. And this is an extended stretch. This is not a small sample size by any means. So for the Anaheim Ducks and Ducks fans, I know how this feels. The Oilers during the decade of darkness, we went through games like this, especially towards the end of the year, where you're just trying to play things out, figure out where you're going to be drafting in with the draft lottery. Not a fun game to watch if you're a Ducks fan, but I think you still have some pretty good talent coming up. You've been drafting well, and your team is going to be good in a year or two. So let's get right into the post-game recap here. First period, Cody Ceci was out with an illness, so Troy Stecher drew back in. He was partnered with Darnell Nurse. Calvin Pickard got the start, and then Connor Brown was also taken out of the lineup, and Sam Carrick was put into the lineup. I was a little bit surprised at that one because Connor Brown has been playing much better. He has 3 goals in his last 7 games, but at the end of the day, it's against Anaheim, and I guess it doesn't really matter who comes out and who goes in because the Oilers were ready to go regardless. So Calvin Pickard, he made an early stop on Strome. Henrique then scores just 3 minutes in. It was a nice drop pass by Leon Draisaitl. Henrique got stopped on his initial shot, but he followed up his own rebound to put it in. 1-0 Edmonton. Nice to see Henrique get another goal, and him and Draisaitl, looks like there's some chemistry building here, which is really nice to see. McDavid had a good shift, and then the Oilers get a power play. Troy Stecher got tied up on a 2-on-1. Corey Perry tried to feed him in front, and he got all hooked up and could not score. But the Oilers power play did not convert on this opportunity. They ended up 1 for 3 on the night. Connor McDavid then crashed into the net on a rush, gave John Gibson a little bit of a tap, little head pat, like, sorry about that. I wasn't intentionally trying to crash the net and injure anybody. And then Zach Hyman almost scores as the puck sits in the crease momentarily. Corey Perry then takes a penalty. I thought it was kind of a dumb call. Troy Terry probably should have got one for roughing or interference, but it was also funny because Corey Perry was holding on to Terry's stick and wouldn't let him get out of the zone or away from behind the net. It was a funny penalty to take, but I thought Terry would get one too. But the Oilers, they make the kill. They don't give up a single shot on that power play. And then McDavid scores not long after the power play off an amazing individual effort. Hyman wins a puck battle kind of near the blue line. McDavid pokes it up to himself, goes in on a breakaway roof daddy. We love to see that. Then Vetrano runs McLeod into the turnbuckle, and then Kane threw a huge hit not long after. And then Mattias Ekholm with a blast from the point, and he scores to make it 3-0 Oilers. It was a great fourth line shift to cycle and work it around. Carrick and Desharnais with the assists on that one. And then Oilers had a couple giveaways late in the period, but Calvin Pickard made a couple good saves. And then Vetrano got a good opportunity in front. He ended up hitting the post. No idea how he hit the goalpost on that. It was a wide open net. It was a nice pass. I forget who passed it from the corner, but goaltender's best friend is the red iron. So, end of the first period, 3-0 Edmonton. The shots were 12-7 for the Oilers, and the expected goals were 1.85 to 0.7 in favor of Edmonton. Heading into the second period, it was announced that Brett Kulak would not return to the game. He took a puck off of his head in the opening shift. He went through the concussion spotting protocol, I would assume, and he did not return. So hopefully Brett Kulak is okay, and don't be surprised if he is out for an extended period to see a guy like Philip Broberg called up in the near future here. Draisaitl hits the post early in the second, and then Nugent Hopkins just misses on a chance in the high slot. Carrick then gets a good shot off the rush. Hyman fans on a shot created by a turnover from Connor McDavid. Fogle then draws a power play for Edmonton. Hyman gets stopped in close, but then Connor McDavid ends up scoring. It was a nice feed from Draisaitl, feeds him into the slot area. McDavid, very patient, picks his spot and scores his second of the game. That tied him with Nikita Kucherov for the league lead in scoring at 124 points. We love that for Connor McDavid. He is inevitable. If anyone thought that he would not come back in the Art Ross race back in November, he finds another level, he finds another gear, and Connor McDavid is truly special to watch every single night. Nugent Hopkins then went to the box after a good defensive play. Calvin Pickard with a wonderful save just before. Zegras ended up selling it, and then the refs kind of convened and talked about it, and then they took Nugent Hopkins out of the box because Zegras obviously was not high stick by Nugent Hopkins. He does not get the call. Fogle then scores on a breakaway, 5-0 Edmonton. It was a very nice pass by Mattias Ekholm to find Fogle, who got into an open area, split the D through the middle, and ends up going 5-hole. Desharnais with an assist on that one. Desharnais had a couple assists today, and I thought he played very well. In general, I actually liked all the defensemen today for the Oilers, especially Mattias Ekholm, though. He's just on another level in terms of his defensive awareness and his ability to play all three zones on the ice. So, at the end of 2, 5-0 Edmonton. Shots were 24-17 in favor of the Oilers, and the expected goals were 3.5 to 1.2 in favor of Edmonton. Now, third period starts. Penalty to Lagesson early. Oilers get a power play. Knobloch puts out the second unit. They're trying to get Evander Kane back on the score sheet, and you're up 5 goals, so why start the first unit? I didn't mind that from Knobloch, but they didn't really convert on it, and then Draisaitl gets an opportunity. He had a wide open net, and then his stick just blows up in his hand, and it's funny, he looks down at it, how did that happen? Because sometimes sticks explode, Leon. It was just one shot on the power play for the Oilers as it comes to an end, and then Kane just missed on a rebound not long after the power play. And then on the next shift, Zach Hyman scores a one-timer, his 52nd goal of the season. Connor McDavid with the assist. That brings him to 96 assists on the year and 125 points. That puts him in sole possession of first place in the NHL in scoring. And he's 1 assist away from having 29 goals and 97 assists. A little 29-97 stat line. I would love to see that against the St. Louis Blues. So 6-0 Oilers. Perry with some silky mitts, but he could not connect. I thought Corey Perry had a terrific game. He was also all over the ice today. Bouchard with a bomb off the post, and then the Oilers were just relentless with their pressure. They just would not let Anaheim even get past the red line. Then there was a TV timeout, and during that TV timeout, Anaheim's head coach just laid into his players, just telling them hey, play with a bit of pride right now. What are you guys doing? You were leaving John Gibson out to dry. Yes, the game was over, but there is still stuff to play for, and I liked that from Anaheim's head coach. Henrique then gets a penalty for slashing late in the third. The crowd started to sing Country Roads, and then the Ducks ended up scoring to end Calvin Pickard's shutout. So I guess singing Country Roads is a curse. Don't ever do it again. No, I'm just totally kidding. That doesn't, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Tipped by Killorn in front. So 6-1 is the score. Ekholm then stopped on a bomb from the point, and then Derek Ryan also stopped in close by John Gibson. And that is the end of the game. 6-1 Oilers. The shots were 37-22 in favor of Edmonton, and the expected goals were 4.8 to 1.7 in favor of Edmonton. They played a terrific game, a game that you would expect to win at this level. In my pregame report, my player to watch was Leon Draisaitl. He ended up finishing the night with a couple of points. And then also Adam Henrique, he scored against his former team, so you love to see that. And my score prediction was 6-2, so I was only 1 goal off the score prediction. So sometimes I get close, sometimes I'm not even near the ballpark. So Edmonton has now won 3 games in a row. They are 45-23-4. They are now just 4 points back of the Vancouver Canucks for first place in the Pacific Division, and they still have a game in hand and 1 more head-to-head matchup. So we will see if Edmonton can catch the Canucks for first in the division. The Oilers have not won a division title since 1987, so that would be pretty cool if Edmonton is able to come all the way back. It would be quite the story and narrative, considering where Edmonton was in November and where Vancouver has been pretty much all year long. My 3 stars for the game today: third star, Vinny Desharnais. He had 2 assists. He had 21 minutes of ice time, and he looked great out there. Second star of the game, of course, who else? Connor McDavid. He had 2 goals and 1 assist. And Mattias Ekholm is my number 1 star of the game. He had 1 goal, 2 assists. He played 26 minutes of ice time, and he was all over all 3 zones today. He made 1 mistake against the LA Kings that led to a goal against, and then I guess Ekholm decided, you know what, I'm never going to allow that to happen again. I'm going to show why I'm the best defenseman on this team, and I think he did that today against the Ducks. So next up for the Oilers is against the St. Louis Blues on Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is in St. Louis. Now, for me personally, what is next for me? Normally, I upload daily. Tomorrow is Sunday, is Easter Sunday. I'm probably not going to do an upload. I think I'm going to take Sunday off just to spend some time with the family and have a nice meal, that sort of thing. But I will be back on Monday with a pregame report before the Oilers and Blues face off. What did you think about the game today? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you like these videos, make sure you hit like. If you really like them, make sure you hit subscribe. Tell somebody that you love them, and enjoy your Easter weekend. Stay safe. Have lots of good food for me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.